What makes people all over America break down and cry like this? Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars, because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined the street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back, "Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you." I said, "Well, go talk to them. Find out what they want." And they came back, they go, "They want to talk to you."
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006, back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon. 2011, came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about a Hells Angel enforcer that was shot in the nuts 3 times. This is a wild story. This just happened. We got other breaking news. The Modesto Hells Angels clubhouse that was raided. The VP was sentenced for drug trafficking. And we're going to talk about that. We got a bunch of different things to talk about. We're going to talk about a road rage incident out in Pennsylvania that happened. We got a bunch of things to talk about. But before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you taking the time to watch this show. We hit 19,000 subscribers and we keep moving up. We got a lot of great things in the works right now. And things are looking good. So the documentary will be out in 2026. It is very anticipated by a lot of people. We got some major people involved, some absolute legends. And I think it's a really good representation of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club and what it's like when they get out of it. And we get into all that. Let me give some shout outs before we get started. Hey, Jackson, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. I know, right? What in the actual fuck, man? Rah, how you doing? Thank you for joining me today. Pickles, what's good? Mountain Woman, how are you? STMC, how are you? Good afternoon. Judas, what's going on? Shout out to the chat. Hope you're not doing well. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing really good, man. Things are great. Virginia Chaos, how you doing? Hardwire, what's good? We got a lot of people in the house. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for everything you do for this channel. We are growing at a very fast pace, and I'm excited for the future. MacGyver, what's good? Thank you for joining me today. And we're going to talk about the snowboarder. His name's Wedding. So they upped the reward money on Wedding. He is a snowboarder, professional snowboarder that got involved with the drug trade. Huge numbers. He was importing something into the U.S. We're going to talk about it. And they upped his reward to $15 million. Now, for you to have a reward of $15 million, that's just insane. I mean, you are like top of the FBI's most wanted list. They just upped the reward to $15 million. Can you believe that shit? That is insane. I mean, that's a crazy number. Let me see here. And that's directly from the FBI. And he has a whole network of people that there's 10 people arrested on the indictment charging Olympic. 10 arrested on federal indictment charges. Olympic athlete turned cocaine trafficker and ordering a murder of witness in January. This is in Washington. 10 defendants have been arrested, and a total of 11 are in custody, pursuit of 9-count federal grand jury indictment unsealed today, charging former Olympic snowboarder and now on the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitive list. He's a Canadian criminal, a reggaeton musician, and a would-be Gangland News website operator, and others in connection with the January 31st murder of a Colombian in a federal witness in a separate criminal case. Ryan James Wedding, 44, a Canadian national resident in Mexico. So they're looking for him in Mexico. The case lead defendant is charged with overseeing operations of criminal enterprise, including engaging in witness intimidation tactics, such as murder, enriching himself with the enterprise laundered drug proceeds. In March of 2025, Wedding was placed on the FBI's list of top 10 most wanted fugitives, and that is increased to $15 million reward for information leading to his arrest or prosecution. The following defendants were arrested Tuesday as part of a second phase of law enforcement action entitled Operation Giant Salome. Deepak Paraducker, 62 years old, from Ontario. Atna Ohana, 40, of Quebec. Damn, these names are crazy. Guesk Bell, 31, of Ontario. Alistar Chapman, 33, of Alberta. Ahmed Zitwan, 35, of Alberta. Carmen Flores, 47, of Bogota, Colombia. You left Tajida, 36, of Orlando, Florida, whose legal permanent residence is of Colombia. Edwin Hernandez of Montreal, he's 31. Wilson Risaco, 45, Cali, Colombia. And Roland Sokoliski, 37, of Toronto. Whether you're a kingpin or a dealer on the streets, anyone who sells drugs to our kids will be arrested and prosecuted, said the Attorney General, Pamela Bondi. Ryan Wedding controls one of the most prolific violent drug trafficking organizations in the world and works closely with the Sinaloa cartel. We will not rest until his name is taken off the FBI's top 10 most wanted lists and his narco-trafficking organization lies dismantled. The murder of a witness in Colombia early this year was a cruel, cold-blooded act that could not and did not go unanswered, said First Assistant United States Attorney Bill Alessi of Central District of California. This week arrest underscores our resolve to root out and punish the wrongdoers involved in any criminal organization and serves as a warning for drug lord Ryan Wedding. If convicted, he will never see the outside of a prison ever again, they said. Today's announcement is a culmination of steadfast work with the FBI and partners around the world to identify and dismantle violent drug organizations, said FBI Director Kaz Patel. Yeah, the same guy that's lying about the other the other murder over there in Idaho, or is it Idaho? Iowa? It's Idaho, I think, right? Ryan Wedding and his associates allegedly imported tons of cocaine each year from Colombia through Mexico and onto the U.S. streets and the U.S. communities. His criminal activities and violent actions will not be tolerated, and this is clear signal that the FBI will use our resources and expertise to find Ryan Wedding and bring him in and his associates to justice. Ryan Wedding, an athlete, an athletic drive, snowballed into a life of violence, and instead of conquering mountains, he mastered a deadly drug distribution enterprise and will continue to order murders while he enjoys protection by his cartel associates and others. The assistant director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles field office operation, Giant Salome, is a dynamic international investigation that evolves into dedication partners collaborating in multi-countries with the shared goal of capturing Wedding, finding justice for several murder victims, including a cooperating witness, and ridding the communities of North America of deadly drugs. That's never going to happen. I mean, they're going to pluck one off and another one's going to show up. That's just how it is. No one, not even a former Olympian, is above the law. But it's okay for all these people that are in top office positions to sell all these stocks and shit and do insider trading and make millions of dollars while the average citizen sits back and pays our taxes, and they just pillage and take and do what they want with our money. It's insane. It's crazy. But anyway, statutes of the Internal Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, we are increasing our reward to up to $15 million for information leading to the arrest or conviction of Ryan Wedding. We are also offering rewards of up to $2 million each for the assassins behind the murder of his associate in Colombia. Today, we are exposing the network of associates and enablers behind Ryan Wedding, one of the most notorious criminals and narco traffickers still evading justice, said Treasury Secretary for Terrorism Financial Intelligence, John Hurley. Treasury is joining with the FBI and the Department of Justice to cut Wedding and his criminal partners off from the U.S. financial system and help dismantle the network they rely on. Our goal is simple: make it difficult for criminals like this to profit from poisoning our communities. International cooperation, such as involvement in the Operation Giant Slalom, is vital to our ability to stay ahead of organized crime. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police Commissioner Mike Dunham, the RCMP, and international law enforcement partners work together closely, regularly sharing knowledge, technical expertise, and intelligence to enable us to target the most serious organized crime groups that threaten our countries, no matter where they are operating in the world. To eliminate the threat, he advanced his enterprise interests. Wedding issued orders to murder various individuals, including an order to kill the victim, a witness in the 2024 federal narcotics case against Wedding, which resulted in the victim's death. Wedding placed a bounty on the victim and enlisted the services of others to locate and kill the victim, who was shot to death in a restaurant in Medellin, Colombia in January of 2025. In 2024 indictment, Wedding is charged with running continuing criminal enterprise associated with drug trafficking charges, directing the November 20th, 2023 murders of two members of a family in Ontario, Canada, in relation for a stolen drug shipment that passed through the Southern California. Another member of the family survived the shooting but was left with serious physical injuries. Also charged in the indictment unsealed today are 18 additional defendants, including Pardakar, a criminal bystander who advised Wedding to murder the victim so that Wedding would avoid extradition to the United States from Mexico on the 2024 federal criminal charges against him. He also provided Wedding with court documents, discovery to which would not otherwise have access, and through attorneys who representation, he secured access to enterprise members and associates who either were arrested, indicted, or under investigation. Bale was the co-founder and co-operator of the Dirty News, a website that law enforcement seized pursuant to a federal warrant. In exchange for payment, Bale agreed not to post about Wedding and instead posted a photograph of the victim so that the victim could be located and killed. Holy shit. Basora Hernandez, a reggaeton musician and citizen of the Dominican Republic, provided co-conspirators with the victim's contact information for the purpose of helping Wedding and his criminal enterprise locate and kill the victim. Concurrent with Tuesday's arrest, law enforcement was taking immigration action against associates of Wedding's enterprise, including Latin pop artist Samantha Glassglue, 38, a Canadian national residing in Eventra, Florida, whose husband, Naheem Bonilla, 37, was indicted on a separate murder conspiracy charge. Bonilla is currently in federal custody and charged with drug trafficking crimes. An immigration action is also initiated against him. Madeline Partiker, 37, Canadian national residing in Chicago, who is an attorney, and Partiker's daughter. Law enforcement continues to search for Wedding and the following three defendants: Rashid Hussan, 32, of Vancouver, British Columbia; Bianca Madrid, 37, of Mexico City; and Tommy Demorzi, 35, of Montreal, who's believed to be a fugitive in the Dominican Republic. If convicted, Wedding and the defendants charged in connection with the victim's murder would face a maximum sentence of life in prison. The FBI is investigating this matter with the Los Angeles Police Department, United States Department, blah, 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 and all these other departments. So we'll see what happens if he eventually gets caught. But they say that they think he's in Mexico. I mean, possible, right? Could be. I mean, if they saying they know where he is, then they probably do know where he is. Hey, Repo Rod's in the building. What's going on, Repo? MacGyver's in the house. Shout out to MacGyver. Hardwire's in the building. What's going on? Only thing that sucks is Booger Sugar will still be harder to get for a little bit. Till they just go back to normal. Taking one guy down doesn't do anything. Too much money involved. The government can't compete. Definitely not, man. It's we getting his full autobiography, 100%. Scrap Iron, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today. Paula, what's good? Paula's in the house. Mountain Woman, shout out to Mountain Woman. Damn, hit that like button. We already got 40 people in the house. I got some great shows for you guys. And possibly tonight, I will be done with part 1 of the Harley Gwindon interview. So, and it's part 1 is long. It's not short. I made it long for you guys, and it's very good. It's very good. It's not like any interview he did before. I ask him the questions that everybody wants to know, and he addresses the elephant in the room. I do ask him the questions about the charges and about him addressing things, and I ask him everything. So it's cool to see a post of an old-timer founder of Satan's Choice with Harley Barney. If anyone is interested in Biker News Canada, did an interview with Don, the founder of Satan's Choice. Cool. Go check that out. Yeah, this is the founder right there on the right. He's the one that first founded the club. But this interview with Harley is totally different than anything he's done because I ask him the questions that everybody wants to know.
My name is Harley Gwindon, aka Harley G, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Oh, yeah. I ask him everything. So it's a really good one. It's going to be a good interview, Bill. Hell yeah, it is. It's going to be really good. You guys will like it. So in other news, we got a ton of things to talk about today. The Modesto raid with the Hells Angels former VP sentenced for drug trafficking. It says. 4 Modesto men, alleged members of the outlaw motorcycle clubs and possible other gangs, were arrested. Sheriff's Office and law enforcement in Modesto, California. 4 Modesto men, alleged members of the outlaw motorcycle club and possibly other gangs, were arrested. And simultaneous, the Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement, Modesto, California police and agents from the FBI and the ATF served warrants on several occasions. In Modesto, police, in collaboration with state's attorney, confiscated thousands of dollars worth of illegal product at smoke shops, including flavored tobacco and marijuana. Modesto Hells Angel VP, former VP, sentenced for drug trafficking. Modesto B. It says here, footage of the raid. Deputies' body camera shows one of the dramatic raids of a message of business with guns drawn. Numerous. Those rumors have not been confirmed, but deputies, including members of what the fuck? It says here, Facebook gives people the power. 50 guns seized, multiple arrests after raids. County street gang investigation. Sheriff's Office say investigation began after Modesto police say 2 people have been arrested. The Sheriff's Office named 4 Modesto men as among 4 noteworthy arrests that include Vincent Ball, 62. View the profiles of the people named in the raid. Rumors have flooded social media about immigration agents being active in Stanislaus County after arrest. In Kern County, the operation is part of a statewide effort called Operation Reclaim and Rebuild. Raided 4 massage parlors. It says join Facebook to connect with Modesto raid and others that you may know. This raid happened. Modesto police raid approximately 10:20 a.m. November 18, 2022 in Modesto, California on Madison Street. Footage, deputy camera footage shows dramatic raid of a massage business with guns drawn. 2 in Modesto, 1 in Kearns, and another in Turlock. We also provide Modesto Santa raid data, reconstruction, and all failed raid arise, it says. Secret rooms, hidden storage areas, illegal gambling, illicit drug sales, and the underbelly of some of Modesto's smoke shops acting as fronts throughout the city. According to officials, raids were conducted at residences in Modesto. Fresno police make 4 arrests in Modesto raid for gun shop breaking. Fresno B. I don't know. This doesn't really give us too much information, but I'll bring you guys more information as it becomes available. I'll look into it a little better. So there was a road rage incident between a car and a motorcycle that leads to shooting. Very scary, impatient drivers. This is in Bristol Township, Pennsylvania. Police are investigating a road rage incident in Bucks County that escalated into gunfire between the driver of the car and the motorcycle. The confrontation happened shortly before 2 p.m. Tuesday on New Falls Road near Indian Creek Entry in Levittown, Bristol Township police responded to reports of a shooting following a crash involving two vehicles. Janelle Johnson of Northwest Philadelphia spoke to the news from the hospital where she was being treated for heart conditions, saying it was triggered by the incident. This person literally took their gun and just started shooting at someone they didn't even know because they were road raging, she said. This is what it all boils down to, them road raging. Johnson said that she's being followed by an aggressive motorcycle. She described the moment she realized the driver was armed. I'm not sure what caused the situation. They're very angry and started to finish. They were very angry from start to finish. He was very impatient. He was very angry, she said. They were trying to direct me to slow down. So I start then slowing down. Now, as I'm slowing down, I realize the person has a gun. The situation escalated over several minutes and ended in a crash, Johnson said. Witnesses confiscated the shooter's gun before police arrived. The investigators now have the weapon. No charges have been filed as police continue their investigation. That's my concern, Johnson said. It's so easy for someone to just pull out their gun and just start shooting at people like that. It is unacceptable, she said. The news reporter talked with the alleged shooter at the scene Tuesday evening. He declined to be identified or appear on camera, but he provided a brief statement to the news. She was blocking 2 lanes of traffic, like trying to pull an illegal U-turn, he stated. When I attempted to go around her, other drivers caused the initial collision. With this situation, only 1 round was fired. Johnson claims that she was shot at 3 times. Police confirmed that at least 1 shot was fired. I'm just afraid that someone else is going to come across him one day and he might just do the same thing to them, Johnson said. No one was struck by gunfire or injured in the crash. Police said there's no danger to the community. The alleged shooter told the news he plans to seek legal counsel. Well, he better seek legal counsel because he's going to end up in prison. That's how it goes, right? It's just craziness. So in other news, this is crazy. Let me see here. All right, driver kills 3 and then asks the judge, why should I apologize? Why? This is in Brooklyn, New York. A Brooklyn driver who killed a mother and her 2 young daughters while barreling through a red light in March was sentenced Wednesday to 3 to 9 years in prison. Miriam Yarami, 33, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of second-degree manslaughter in the deaths of 34-year-old Natasha Sada and her daughters, Diana, 8, and Deborah, 5, after admitting to running the red light and slamming into another car, plowing into the family as they were using the crosswalk. Yarami found to be traveling 68 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. She had a suspended license, a long record of traffic violations with more than $12,000 in outstanding fines at the time of the crash. Prosecutors said she showed up with no signs of braking and was seen using her cell phone shortly before the crash, in which left Suda's 4-year-old son hospitalized with skull fractures and brain bleeding. The case sparked outrage in the city for renewed calls on tougher penalties to repeat offenders, especially so-called upper speeders. The woman had more than 20 speeding tickets at the time of the crash, as well as 6 red light camera violations. The red light she sped through before striking the family had been at least the second of the trip, the outlet adds. So that was the second light that she blew through before she hit this family. She was sentenced. The sentence was handed down by Judge Danny Cum. That sucks to have a name like that, but in Brooklyn's Superior Court, who offered her a lighter sentence in exchange for her guilty plea. She shouldn't have got a lighter sentence, but the district attorney had recommended that they get 5 to 15 years, arguing that she didn't care about anyone, only herself. As she wiped away the entire family, his office had highlighted a jail phone call in which she said, "Why should I apologize? I'm as much the victim as they are." She addressed the court briefly Wednesday, saying that she thinks about the victims every day and that a punishment itself, a lawyer said, the side of family, she said that's punishment itself, that she thinks about the victims every day. So why should she apologize? Wednesday saying, the family is outraged that they are not allowed to speak in court or view the sentence. It's too lenient. That is insane. They should be able to speak in court. Isn't that a law that the victim gets to speak in court? I mean, that's crazy. Vanguard, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining me today. Craig, what's good? We got 45 people in the house. Hit that like button. If you guys want to see the new interviews that are dropping, make sure you join Patreon. Make sure you join the memberships, and you'll be able to see them first. I got you. As we talked about yesterday, I don't know if you guys remember, but a pagan member has been sentenced for an armed assault against rivals. Kansas City, Missouri, a Springfield, Missouri man was sentenced in federal court yesterday for his involvement in an armed assault against a rival biker club. Brandon Hodge, also known as Young Blood, 26 years old, was sentenced in U.S. District Court to 57 months in federal prison without parole for assault with a dangerous weapon and aid of racketeering on September 17, 2022. Hodge and 12 other members of the Pagans Motorcycle Club and their support club chased and forced a lone rival gang member off the road in Blue Springs, Missouri. Various members of the Pagans and their support club were armed with firearms and at least one axe handle. Hodge, who was a pagan prospect at the time, and others confronted the victim on the side of the roadway, and ultimately the victim was shot 7 times with wounds to his knee, thigh, forearm, bicep, buttocks, and the back of their leg. Hodge and several others fled the scene before law enforcement could arrive. Following this event, several members, including Hodge, were awarded with patches for their participation. This case is being prosecuted by the U.S. District Attorney and a bunch of other people. This case was part of the Violent Crime Task Force and identifies disrupts and dismantles high-level criminal organization that threatens the United States using prosecutor-led intelligence and driven by a multi-agency approach. Additional information about this can be found at the Justice Department. That's pretty wild, but he's going to be doing 57 months in prison. In other news, this woman went to clean out her dead son's house. This is in Detroit. And she found an alligator. She found an alligator at his house in a fish tank. Now, what would you do? Your son dies. You go to clean out his apartment, and there's fucking alligator there. Insane. What would you do? You walk into this fucking alligator at your son's apartment. You go to clean out the apartment, and there's a fucking alligator. I'm trying to find this other case that I wanted to tell you guys about. All right, this is crazy. This is a wild story, right? Police found $1 million in a tub under a garage. The government gets to keep it. You believe that shit? The government gets to keep the money. Hold on, let me see. So they get to keep this piles of money that they found in a tote underneath a garage. They get to keep the mysterious mounds of buried money seized in botched police raid. A number of Rubbermaid tubs were found buried under a garage floor in rural Ontario property stuffed with bundles of cash totaling more than $1 million. And the police get to keep the fucking money. I thought this was a wild story. Hold on. Hold on, I'm waiting for the article to load. Hey, Ride, what's going on? How you doing? The fucking computer starts freezing up. It's crazy. All right, let's see here. Ontario judge rules hidden cash was never man's to claim. In a quiet Ontario courthouse, a ruling this week sent ripples through the province, a legal community, an unexpected twist in the case that began as a routine search for illegal firearms unraveled into a story of secret suspicion and a fortune that no one could rightfully claim. It started with a police raid in a modest home tucked away on the end of a rural street. Officers arrived searching for one thing, an unregistered handgun they believed was hidden on the property. What they found instead was a mystery that would be taking months to untangle. Behind a loose panel in the bedroom closet, wrapped in plastic and tucked beneath old clothing, officers uncovered stacks of cash, tens of thousands of dollars, bundled bills, hidden so deliberately it looked like it had been waiting for someone who never returned. The man living in the home denied everything. The gun wasn't his, he said. The cash wasn't either. He claimed he didn't know where it came from or how it got there. At first, police didn't buy it. The stash was inside his house, concealed in a space only someone familiar with the home would know. To investigators, it looked like a classic proceeds from crime or drug sales, extortion, or debt collection gone bad. But when the matter reached the courtroom, the story shifted dramatically. In a decision that stunned both prosecutors and police, the judge ruled that the hidden cash did not legally belong to the man. The Crown could not prove ownership. No fingerprints tied him to the bills. No evidence showed he ever used an excessive access the money, and no witnesses say he placed it there either. The Cache Court found existed in kind of a legal limbo, contraband with no true owner, discovered in a place where knowledge could not be confidently assigned. What sealed the ruling was the man's own living situation. He had moved into the home only months prior, after a string of roommates and short-term tenants had come and gone. Each had access to that very room where the money was buried. The judge emphasized that suspicion, no matter how strong, could not be placed proof. The presence of cash alone, the decision without a diminishable connection, accused could not be used to infer ownership or criminality. The ruling did not clear the man of everything. He still could face charges related to the illegal gun. But it closed the door on prosecutors' attempts to seize the hidden money under civil forfeiture laws. In the eyes of the court, the cash simply belonged to no one. Law enforcement officials, frustrated but bound by the decision, admitted that the outcome raised troubling questions. Who hid the money? What was it meant for? And how many hands passed through that house before police arrived? Now, the answers remain buried with the same secrecy as the cash itself. But the ruling stands as a powerful reminder of the thin line the justice system must walk between suspicion and proof, between discovery and ownership, between what is found and what can be claimed. In the end, a search for a gun exposed something far more complicated, a fortune hidden in plain sight, the man legally shielded by the very mystery that surrounded it. So what do you guys think of that? They found $1 million. This is in Ontario. And nobody can claim the money. I mean, they can if they wanted to. Hey, how you doing, Josh? Thank you for joining me today. The interview with Harley is possibly going to drop tonight. Part 1 will drop tonight. I'm going to send them over a copy, and then we'll see if I could drop it tonight. But we got a lot of interviews dropping. Make sure you guys check out the interview with Mike, former president of Fresno, California Hells Angels. A really good interview.
Hello, I'm Mike. I'm an ex-Hells Angel member. I was a member and started the Fresno charter, and I transferred to Santa Barbara to start them up, and then I transferred back to Fresno, and that's where I left in 2011. I'm chatting with Staxx.
Part 3 is dropping real soon, so check that out. We got a bunch of different things. Let's see here. So, this story is pretty wild. This dude was shot in the nuts. I'm trying to find the fucking article. Let's see. All right, bodybuilder blasted in the nuts 3 times outside a gym is an alleged Hells Angel enforcer. So this guy's a Hells Angel enforcer, and he was shot in the nuts 3 times outside the gym. 3 times. Like, that's insane. So this is the Hell's Angel enforcer. Shot in the nuts 3 times. I mean, it hurts even thinking about it. A bodybuilder shot in the nethers outside a gym is a former MMA fighter and alleged Hell's Angel enforcer. Greg Gear, his name is. Saman Bahi was blasted 3 times in the groin while leaving the fitness center. The surprise attack was allegedly committed over his numerous debts. About an hour earlier, the tattooed 34-year-old had shared his location online, his vast social media following. A photo shared showed him on a spin bike at the gym. The name could be seen below. So little did he know, a gunman saw this and headed over to catch him unaware. Witnesses say the gunman laid in wait for Benji as he left the Real Club in Marbella, Spain last Thursday, January 2nd. It is believed the first bullet cut through Benji's buttocks and grazed his penis. What? The second struck his backside. The third bullet entered his left leg, according to media in Germany. Benji was bleeding profusely, but managed to haul himself back inside the gym, only for the mask and black-clad assailant to follow him and continue shooting. But it's believed that the gun jammed, probably saving the bodybuilder's life. Benji was taken to a local hospital with a tourniquet around his leg, and he discharged himself later that day. He is luckily expected to make a complete recovery with no lasting damage. The fucking bullet grazed his penis. Like, I mean, this story hurts even to tell you guys about it. I mean, the bullet grazed him. Like, oh my God. However, 2 bullets will remain in his groin area forever, as it is too risky to try to extract them. So he went to the hospital and he checked himself out the same day. This is a tough guy right here. So the bullet will remain in his groin area forever, as it's too risky to extract them. It is possible that the thin bullet were not intended to take the bodybuilder's life, but to punish him instead. But an investigation that has ensued and tried to find the motive behind the attack. His assailant fled the scene on a motorcycle, and there were no reports of an arrest at the time of this writing. Benji is described in reports as a former MMA fighter and allegedly an ex-Hell's Angel enforcer. He is believed to have been forced out of the Outlaw Motorcycle Club due to disagreements with his superiors. During his time there, he allegedly threatened people and to beat them up, making enemies in the process. Benji, who is of Iranian origins, boasts 77,000 Instagram followers. He uses his page to flaunt his life of luxury, including flashy cars, blingy watches, jet set trips around the world. Benji, who reportedly lives in Cologne, Dubai, and Marbella, is said to have been targeted by the gunman before in 2021. His last pro fight took place in 2018 and ended in a victory by TKO, as reported. So what do you guys think of this situation? He said the fucking bullet grazed his penis. And they're stuck. 2 bullets are stuck in his groin forever. I mean, and then he checked himself out of the hospital the same day. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It is. That's nuts, right, Richard? I thought this was a good story to bring you guys. I wonder what he thought about our stealth bombers taking out his homeland's nuclear program. I don't know, man. This guy's nuts. He's nuts. Like, literally nuts. This guy got shot in the nuts and checked himself out of the hospital like AMA. Listen, if I get shot in the nuts, I'm not checking myself out the hospital AMA. No. He just put a tourniquet on his nuts and went to the hospital. Crazy. And they don't know. It could have came from within. I mean, he had problems with his superiors in the Hells Angels. He was a Hells Angel enforcer. So who knows? I thought this was a wild story to bring you guys. I got a lot more stuff on the way. Stay tuned. The Harley Gwendon interview is really good. You guys don't want to miss that one. And Mike Lynch, more with him. I got more Pee-wee on the way. We got a lot of great stuff in the works. So if you guys like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, just hit up the Cash App and get me a cup of coffee. I don't drink alcohol, but I will drink coffee. And it's much appreciated. Much appreciated. I put the money right back into the show. If you send money through Cash App, YouTube takes 30%. So thank you guys all for supporting me. We got a lot of great things in the works for the future. Future's looking pretty damn bright. Hope you guys have a great day. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.